Hello traders, welcome back to the Price Action Volume Trader channel. This is going to be a pretty quick video, and I'm making this as just a response to one of the comments that one of my subscribers had a couple of weeks ago or last week, and it has to do with how I draw my low volume nodes on my profiles. So if you follow my channel and my weekly analysis, you know that when you look at my charts, there's a certain way that I have all the charts annotated, especially like the higher time frames. I always use in futures session volume profile, but then I also have a longer term volume profile, and I like to identify high volume nodes and low volume nodes. So I'm going to show you how I draw the low volume node zones, and I actually have templates saved for that. So here we have a chart of the NASDAQ. This is a daily chart. So let's just say I'm going to put a profile going from this low here all the way to the end of the chart. So for that, I'm going to be using the fixed range volume profile tool. I'll just hinge it from here, pull it all the way to the end. Let me actually go back here one candle to get that wick on the low right there. If I go to the settings, as always, I have it number of rows, row size 2000, total volume, value area 68, and I have it extend right, so it keeps going to the end of the chart. 30% width, the color, maybe I'm going to make it a little bit darker, right over there, and visibility daily down to the minute time frame, although usually probably I would just do daily and hourly because I'm not going to be able to load this much charts on the minute time frame anyway. So when I do this, we'll first right click, send to back so it doesn't cover my candlesticks. And now, you know, when you use volume profile, and I'm talk about this a lot in all my tutorials and videos that I share on YouTube, and also a lot more in depth on my trading courses, which you can find on that link on the top as well. But I want to identify high volume node areas like this, because on the edges of this high volume node areas is going to be the areas where volume is cut off, and this is going to be what we know as the low volume node, low volume nodes, and this is where we're going to find the most levels of support and resistance on the charts. So back in the old days when I started, well, not in the old days, but a few years ago when I was just starting to, you know, come up with my best system for analyzing markets and for doing my top-down analysis, what I used to do is I used to take a horizontal ray and I would just look at this areas, for example, here, or like let's say this edge, and then I would put like a green line. If we're above it, then I would put a green line. Then I would come over here and I will put another line on top of this one. So sometimes I would make it red because I would use them as sort of like, okay, resistance on top of the high volume node, support on the bottom. And I used to do it like that. Then over here, same thing. Okay. And this is how I used to do it. And you can see how, you know, if you just look down the charts, you can see how these are all very effective levels of support and resistance. Because when I'm trading, I'm mostly concentrating on the edges of the high volume nodes where the volumes drop off. As you can see here, these are going to be the most significant areas of support and resistance. So this is where I'm looking to operate. Obviously, this is a daily time frame, so I would have these levels, and then I would drill down into the hourly or even the 5 minutes if I'm day trading, and look for actionable setups, you know, with trend at these areas. Now, what I like to do now, and let me just erase all these drawings, is instead of making individual lines, I discovered, you know, it's very hard to try to pinpoint exactly where a level is gonna turn around, because obviously we can have, you know, a little bit of an overshot, etc. Like for example here, if I put a level right over here, you can see how still, you know, we had some wicks poking through. And if you're trading this intraday, this is a daily chart. So on a 5-minute chart, this is a pretty big distance that it goes over. So I like to work in zones now. So what I like to do is I just take my rectangle tool, and now I just like to fill in the low volume node areas. So for example, here, I will do like this. Okay. And you can see even here, if I go to my templates, I have all types of templates saved. So this is a daily chart. So then I would put bullish, low volume node, daily, hourly. And now I go into the settings, and this is only going to be showing on the daily and the hourly time frames, for example. Okay. And I just see, you can see here, hourly, daily. Okay. And I just go doing that all over the chart. So here, I would just put it like right around this area. I would make it red, because now we're, you know, we're underneath this price. So this is red, and now this is green. And then down here, for example, I would do the same thing. I would put this top area. I would make it green. I would go down into this bottom area. So that way, I'm not limited by just, you know, a very pinpoint accurate straight line, but I'm just working through a zone. And, you know, there's times where we have this big high volume node, but there's some cuts inside of here. So if I'm day trading, you know, I don't expect this market to go from here to here on the same day. So if I'm on like a higher time frame, I'm also going to mark off these areas like that, for example. So then if the market starts pushing down, then I know I'm going to work these zones, you know, as zones of support and resistance. If we break through, then I'll expect to flip it and act as the opposite, etc. Okay. But again, this is just the personal way that I found that I like to annotate my charts and how I like to draw my low volume nodes, because for me, this is how it helps to organize all the information on the charts and how I see more of the macro areas or zones of support and resistance. Okay, that's pretty much it. Hope this has been insightful. Again, if you want to learn a lot more about all my trading strategies, check out my courses, and I will see you all in the next video. Make sure to subscribe. See you all next time.